Good morning, everybody. So on this Moxie Monday, obviously a lot of us probably know about the transition that's been happening the past couple of weeks from our kind of own little Moxie Island to the Moxie mainland is sort of like the best way that I've been trying to describe it. And of course, on that journey, parts of the ship have been breaking down, parts of the ship have been just straight up missing. Passengers have gone missing only to reappear a couple of minutes later. So I wanted to, the transition has been happening, and for all of our agents on here, Foster, buddy, come here, come here. Watching a foster pup for a week, and he is deciding that, unsurprisingly, mailman's not his favorite person. So, the first thing I want to say for all of you agents that are on here is, one, your ASCs and your staff have been working tirelessly during this transition, and obviously, special kudos always goes out to Carrie, who I don't think is on the call right now, but special kudos to Carrie, but to all of your ASCs and regional staff as well who are helping make this transition as smooth as possible. What I wanted to talk about today, and I'm going to ask you guys to stay muted, please, unless you've got a question towards the end. But what I wanted to talk about today is how some of the new information is going to flow into Moxie and how that stuff can be edited, because it is going to be a little bit different than it was previously. This is basically what was covered in our Blue Sync last week, so our staff has been trained on this and you guys know what's going on, but I wanted to go over it again just for clarity, but also for our agents who are on here moving forward. So I'm just going to kind of dive into this specific part of it, but what I want to talk about is how to update your account information and how to update your My Bio page. So how to update the information on this here page, this photo, this info, and all of this info that feeds in over here. So the way that you update your home page is going to be exactly the same as it's always been. You're going to log into Moxie, you're going to click my website, and you're going to go to the home page and edit this info. It's exactly the same. It's like editing your website. What's different now moving forward, though, is the My Bio information. Now, this not only feeds over into the My Bio page on the website, it also feeds over into Moxie Present. It also feeds over into some of the information that goes out from Moxie Engage. So it's important to make sure that that information is what you want it to be. Now, from what we've seen so far with the transition, there haven't been any instances of this specific contact information being mixed up, going wrong, or anything like that. That should be absolutely the same, absolutely fine. We have had a couple of instances of people's bios disappearing, but we can paste those back in. But the info should be the same, but of course it's always important to check. But I want to show you guys, like I said, the new way for this info to be updated. And the nice part of this is that this info all feeds from Account Tech now. So when you look at this chart here, basically any of that information, your names, your bios, your personal profile, headshots, any of that stuff is all, I don't know why I got so big there, is all going to be fed through Account Tech and Dash, meaning that if you want edits made to it, all you have to do is reach out to your ASC and ask them to do it. So basically, if you have a new headshot you want updated to go out to the system, if you have contact info that needs to be changed, whatever, you just go, hey Kim, or hey April, or hey whomever, and attach the photo, give them the information that you want updated, and then all they have to do is go into the system, update that info, hit save. They've all been trained on how to do that. And what we've been told, the most knocks on the most wood, is that it should update within like 15 minutes, I believe, is what we had heard. But of course, especially in the beginning with all this transition stuff, we want to make sure that that we're careful with that and don't, wait for Moxie to iron out some of their stuff. So so anything for My Bio information, address, phone number, email, headshot, anything like that, you're going to want to send to your ASC and have them update within Account Tech. So agent accounts, bios, personal info, you can see it all here. Now, listings do still feed directly from your local MLS. So nothing about that has changed at all. If you've got stuff that needs to be updated for your listing, that's still going to be done right in the MLS, and that's still going to feed out directly as normal. But all other kind of contact info will be updated through Account Tech, through your ASC. Now, one other important point here that, again, just for posterity's sake, you guys have all been, the ASCs have been trained on this. I want to make sure you guys know this. Legal names will reflect in Moxi unless your ASC updates that to a different category. So, for example, my legal name is not JD. So what may happen now in this pullover, once everything is connected, is that my legal name may be there instead of JD. So that's one of those things that I would also have you check. If you go by a different name, if you go by a shorter version, make sure to go into Moxi and see if that is reflected accurately. If it's not, again, it's a simple email or walk past the desk of your ASC and ask them to switch that for you in Account Tech. And again, we have the instructions here, but they've also been trained on that. So this is as you can see, 5-6 minutes, a relatively quick Moxi Monday, but as this transition happens, we want to make sure that you guys know where information is coming from, where it's flowing from, and where things need to be updated if you want to do that. So any questions on the information flow and the channels and stuff like that? Okay. Well, listen, you guys know this is probably as well as I do that this transition, of course, is not this journey from the island to the mainland is not going as quickly as we were told it was. What I can promise you is that myself, Carrie, the entire team is working very, very hard to iron out all these issues. What I'd ask is that if you have certain issues, if you see certain issues, reach out and let us know. Screenshots or videos or anything like that is super, super helpful so that we can communicate it as clearly as possible.